what you should be doing or what you are supposed to be doing. So that's the total sum of it, sort of. So the possibility of an officer, maybe Saturday or Sunday, I don't know yet. Depends on timing and everything for everyone. But definitely, there is a huge possibility we'll have that. And then today's class is supposed to be fun. We are going to rush, but at the same time, I hope it's fun. And as much as possible, I will try to explain it to the simplest way I can so that you guys get it. And well, the introduction I gave earlier was about a debate, and then we are still going back to our syntax and semantics. But just before we do that, I want you to look at this as experiential learning, and then to put two things in your hands. We'll be needing them too. I want everyone to know what a noun is, and to be able to define a noun properly, and to be able to define a verb properly, and to be able to define what an adjective is properly. So that is all the things we'll be using in the class today. So then let me just share my screen, and then we just get right onto it. So just give me a minute, guys. I should share my screen now. I should see it in a few also. Okay, and I'm sharing my screen now. Okay, so that you guys see me. Yikes, 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 yikes. Second screen. Okay, share. Okay, can you guys see me? Am I seeable? Hello, everyone.
Yes, sir.
Yes, we can
Can you
see
see
you.
me? Okay, so.
Yes, sir. We can see your screen.
Okay, that's great. I was going through what we were supposed to have in class today. That's why you see it at the total end of it. I think I should be familiar with what we are doing today. Okay, so I think we were here. We were actually done with this. We talked about parentheses last week, and then we talked about precedence of operations, how that relates to the queries that we'll be issuing, and things like that. Okay, for today rather, we'll be starting from where we stopped at. And then we'll be starting at what is a null value? When we say something is a null value. Now, what we mean by null in the context of SQL is what is written here, that it's a value that is unavailable, unassigned, unknown, or inapplicable. That sounds like plenty grammar. But what they are saying is this. Let's say you are filling a survey, and I use surveys a lot as an example because I think you just get it better that way. When you look at a survey, and I'm sure some of us have filled quite a number of them, you will see that when you're filling surveys, there will be fields that are not asterisks. They don't have that red tick. Like you guys have filled plenty of Google Forms, yeah? Hello? Hello, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, we are with you.
Yes, no, it's interactive. So you guys have filled plenty of Google Forms, yeah? And you see, you fill a Google form and then you click on submit, and then, it tells you that you have not filled something and you have to go back and fill it. Has any of you guys experienced that yet?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, that's great. Now, the values that you have to fill are values that are quote unquote deemed important and necessary for the purpose of the survey that you are taking. Like the person who created the survey has deemed that value or whatever that question is to be important to the purpose of that survey. And then if you field surveys also, you feel that some surveys, they If you don't feel some part of it, they don't bloody care if you do or you do not. You understand? What they are most concerned about is you just filling the ones that are steroid. Now, if you put all of that data from that survey into a database, what you'll find out is that some people are going to be very detailed, and they're going to fill everything, including the fields that are not important. They're going to provide values there. And then some people are going to do just the necessary things, just fill those values that are important. Now, when you look at those fields or those rows that are blank, we can't say that we can't arbitrarily give them a value. We can't arbitrarily give them a value, not because we don't want to do that, but because we don't know the value. So it's not a question of there is a value there, and then we want to assign another value to it. It's the question of we don't know what value should be there. The value that is there is not available to us. A value has not been assigned, or that value is unknown. And then the last one is the value is inapplicable in the case of a survey. If it's not necessary for you to fill that, then it's inapplicable for the purpose of it. So that is what we call a null value. It's a value that is not there. It is not zero. It is not blank, but it's not there. We don't know what should be there. We don't know what is there. Do you understand that, please?
Yes, sir.
Hello, guys. Is that
Yes,
clear?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
No, sir. Sorry, please. The not blank is confusing me. If you say the value is not there but it's not blank,
Okay,
how
when
then
we say
do we
something
know
is a
that the
blank
value is
space,
not there?
okay, just hold on. It's still the same thing. When we say it's not a blank space is a canvas. We are saying this is not a blank space where you can write anything there. Value is unavailable. So don't put anything there. Leave it. That is what we mean by that. Is that clear? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, it's clear. Okay, that's great. Okay, so that is what we call a null value reading. It's unavailable, it's unassigned, it's unknown, or isn't applicable. So that's what we call a null value. Now, in the table that we have, we would see that particularly in the employee table, we will see that if we do select asterisk from employee, we'll see that there is a column called commission. I think this would be a great way to explain it also. Now, if you look at what we have on board now, or what you're seeing now, you can see that when we did select employee name, job, salary, and commission from employee, you will see that for King and Blake, the commission value is blank. It's not there. It's unavailable. But for Turner, salesman, the commission value is 0. What does that tell us? It tells us two things. And now when you look at 0 now, when you look at the value of 0, you know 0 is a number. Do we agree that 0 is a number?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
If we agree that 0 is a number, then it furthermore informs what we are seeing earlier on, that the values in those spaces, they are unavailable. They are unassigned or unknown. But we cannot say King, whose job title is president, earned 0 in commissions. Because probably a salary, it does not do a job role that is necessary for him to earn a commission. So if we put 0 inside commission for the president now, what that tells us, and if commission now, or how much you earn in commission supposedly is a metric for your promotion, it means that Blake and the president, although both of them earn a lot, should not be considered for promotion as well as Turner. Do you understand the ideology now, or what we are driving out presently? Hello, guys. Do you understand what I'm trying to pass across?
Please, I recall.
Yes,
Please,
yes,
I
I can.
recall.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's great. Okay, so moving on. Now, when we say, so I think we have gotten what a null value is. It's not there. The rule just lacks the data value. The commission for King here is just not there. It lacks it. We don't know it. But we can't put 0 there because 0 will be a wrong value to put there. You understand? Now, in the whole context of a relational database, any column can have null values. However, the column that is the primary key cannot have a null value. You understand? Columns of any data type can contain null values unless the column is defined as not null. Because you can define a column as not null, and then to draw an analogy, if you are saying something should not be empty, we are saying something must have a value. So if you take the analogy of the survey I gave earlier, and I'm saying that your email cannot be blank, there must be a value there. We have said that that place cannot be null. So only columns that have that designation of not null and the primary key cannot have null values. So I can proceed, right? We all understand what a null value is presently. Do we all understand that?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay, that's great. Okay, so there is a case for using null values, or let me just put it. When you say something does not exist, it means it does not exist. So when you have an arithmetic operation where where there are null values, and then you are doing something on it. Now, if we go back a little bit, we will see that King and Blake, their commission value is null, is empty. We can see that Turner, the salesman, has a commission value of 0. Now, if we move on here, and then we are doing 12 multiplied by the salary plus the commission, and then we are saying the employee's name is King, which is here. You understand? What should the value be? Actually, what should the value be for the new column that you have created now? That is, you are multiplying 12 times the salary for commission for the employee whose name is King. Do anyone wants to try? What should be the value of that column here?
Sir, can we see the column for salary? That's not the value, sir.
Anybody wants to? Hello?
Please, can we see the table again?
The table that has salary.
Okay. The table that has salary. Okay, let me go back here. So this is what we are working with. This is it. You have employee name, job, salary, and commission. And then we are writing this query here. Select e-name, 12 times salary plus commission from employee, where the employee name is King. What should be the value that we have here? What should be this value?
Should be 60,000.
60,000. 60,000.
To be error.
Error.
To be error.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, it should be 60,000. Okay.
Yeah.
Now you are saying
You're breaking, sir.
Hello? I can hear you. You can speak.
I think it's his network. Let me see if I can reach him. Yeah, it might be his network. Please hold on.
Hello, sorry everyone. I had to take that call. Okay, so you're saying the salary is 60,000. Does anyone wants to do the calculation for me why it is 60,000? Anyone wants to do the calculation for me why it's 60,000 and not any other number?
So I think
It will give us error.
I think
Huh?
it will put the null, this empty space as zero.
Okay. 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 So the consensus is that the answer is 60,000, right? From everybody.
No, agree. I don't agree. I don't agree.
Okay. What should be the answer, madam?
If we're going to run this, if you run this query that you have here, it's going to turn up as an error
Okay. Why do you say it will turn up as an error?
because it is a null value, and because it's a null value, it's not numerical. Null value is known to be unavailable. So it doesn't recognize it as a figure. And for you to run an arithmetic expression, it must be with a figure. So I'm thinking we are supposed to use the coalesce function to change the null value in commission to be 0 before that can run. If we don't do that, it's going to turn up as an error.
Okay. Well, you're actually very right. What's the name of the person speaking?
It's holiness.
Okay, I didn't get your name. Okay, so but if we do this actually, you would see right on board and on the screen for everyone. Arithmetic expressions containing a null value evaluate to null. And I was hoping that since it was on the screen, you guys will be able to see why we're going to have that. Now, when we say null, we are saying empty. Now, empty is not 0. But now, just for the sake of explanation, you understand? When you had 0 to anything, I think, or let me say, when you multiply anything by 0, your answer should be 0. Right? Am I communicating, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So arithmetic expressions containing a null value evaluate to null. So if there is null in any arithmetic operation you are doing, necessarily it would evaluate to null because it cannot have a value. Now, even if you look at this from this perspective now, you look at it from the perspective of benders, you are saying, okay, it might have a reason for that, but really, since it's null, it's empty, anything plus empty, in this case, it's empty. So there is nothing is going to be here. Like, I've forgotten what the name is actually said. So, but just to make us all understand a little bit better, I think we should do this. Okay, sorry, let me, sorry guys, let me clear my, I think we, how do they clear this thing? Okay, so let us do something so that we all understand it better. Okay, okay, so let's say select asterisk, or I think let us just write the query we have on board already. You can see my screen, yeah? Everybody, you can see my screen already, yes?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's say we are selecting first name from our last name. And then what we really want to do is we want to do an arithmetic expression. Let's say 12 multiplied by our, I think we have a salary. So let us just do from employees, let us look at the columns. So, but I know we have a salary and it's a number, 12 multiplied by salary. Twelve times salary plus commission, right? I think that's what we have here. And then we have commission. So we have commission here. I think it's a commission, not commission percentages here. Okay. And then we do from employees. Okay. So we can put this in a parenthesis, but I don't think it's necessary. But let's just run this so that we all see what we are saying. Okay. Okay, I think this is commission percentages, I think. Okay, let me just run a quick query. Okay, so you can see now, for people who have null, you can see that it's still null. And then when we scroll down and we see, I think if we are fortunate, okay, we have some people here. You can look at this person. Let us get a salary so that we can see what we are saying. So for some of them that have salaries, so we can have something to check or benchmark on. You can look at these people that have salaries. We can see that this is actually 12 multiplied by their salary plus their commission, although we are not seeing their commission, you understand? Now, the null value for people who it is negative for, or where it is not present, what we are going to get consistently, anytime we have an arithmetic expression and null is there, is going to be null. Now, the qualis function that she talked about is used when you are trying to do something like this and you want a value for everybody. You understand? And it's used in some other cases like you will see. I think you guys should have seen quite a few uses of the qualis function in some of the assignments I gave you. So maybe that's why she knows the qualis function properly that way. Okay. So let's us move on. Okay. So we are all clear with that, yes? And I can proceed. Okay. Now, we have talked about column aliases in the last class we did. And the whole purpose of the column alias is just to make it more intelligible. You are writing something like what we did the last time here, that we might want to give it something like bonus. We might want to call it maybe a name like KPI metric, depending on the use case. It just helps us properly format the values that we are getting, makes it presentable. Because oftentimes, what we'll be doing is not limited just to SQL. What we'll be doing will be something like whatever values we've gotten from our SQL queries, just like here, we'll probably might just be doing something like we want to export it as a CSV. We want to probably do something like we want to export it. And then when we export it, then we now want to, we're exporting this result as an Excel workbook. And then we will probably want to visualize it using probably Microsoft Excel, or we want to take it and then we want to build KPIs from it, or we want to use it for something else. So whatever we are doing here does not end here. Now, if this is a report for maybe the C-level suite or something, you can't have this as a column name, column 4. It holds no meaning. It gives no representative meaning. The only person who understands column 4 right now is you that used it in the query. Whoever is getting this result set afterwards does not understand what column 4 means. And that is why we define column aliases. Not just for anything, but for the purpose of making whatever we are doing very intelligible so that whoever is looking at it later can understand it better. Now, these are just a few examples of what column aliases are, and I think you are all familiar with it, so I'm just going to brush over it. Now, there is a way you want to use a column alias. You want to use it in any of these ways because it would work. However, for the purpose of formatting, I advise, understand, put your column aliases inside columns or put them inside quotes. And the reason I would advise for you to put them inside quotes is because it might confuse you maybe after 2-3 months that you are going back to the same code. But if you write in a structure that makes it intelligible for you to read, and then the whole world is more around collaborative work, someone else will look at the SQL code you have written, even after you've left the company you are working with. And then it just makes a lot of sense to have code that anyone can read, understand, and then just use as it is without tweaking it so much. That is I think the best use cases of column aliases. So you have select employee name as name and salary as salary. So you see the employee name now being seen as name. Now, if I have a sheet that I'm exporting now, and then I see name and salary, I understand it better. If I see e-name and I see sal, if I have a contextual understanding of the database or where I'm pulling data from, then it's just easier for me to know that e-name means name and sal means salary. But for someone who does not know at all, if you put e-name there and you put sal there, then the person does not know exactly what's going on. And then why I would also advise you use quotes is when you are writing something that is long. Maybe you want to space out, like we have the annual salary. You want to space something out that way. If you are spacing it out that way, you will have errors. When you write something like annual, you are not joining it together and then you just put salary by the side. You are going to have an error because it's going to see it as you are trying to maybe do a calculation on a column, select something from a column, and then it starts looking for that column in the database and cannot find it. So that's the more reason especially when you have two words that you want to appear as one, then it's best for you just to use quotes in whatever you are doing there. Okay. So we didn't talk about this, but I know you guys would have seen this in your test. Concatenation operators. So when we talk about concatenation operators, basically what they do is they join two things together. Just as you can have your first name and your last name, you want to join department to managers, you want to join probably the name Mr. to the person's name. You want to do any of those things. This is where you have concatenation operators. And the simple job of concatenation operators is just to take one string and join it to another string so that you can read it as ones. So there are two columns, two separate columns, but you want their values to appear as one value to be in one column when you are outputting it. That is when you use a concatenation operator. And it's a very good case use when you are, if you use Excel, you'll find a use case for concat. But in SQL, you use these two vertical bars to concatenate. And then in some other versions or some other flavors, you actually have the concat keyword. like concat, and you can use it to put two values together, and then it just works seamlessly that way. So this is an example of that. You are selecting the employee name and job as employee. So what we are doing is you want to join the employee name and the job. They want to join them together. You understand? So you just want to know the employee name and the job. A better way to do this would have been if we just want to see everything now. So this employee name here is e-name. We have these two concat. It is joining these two things here. Now, because if you look and leave this alone, what you have is this is a column. What you have here is also a column. So, and then you necessarily need a comma in between this when you are writing a query. But by putting this in between them, you see this as just one. It sees it as one. However, underneath it, what it is doing is it recognizes that you are selecting both of them individually, and you just want to output it. But for you, what you need to understand is you want to join two columns together. I want to see the result as one. You put these two in between them, and then it gives you the result you are looking for. Anything unclear so far with what I've said?
Sir,
With you guys?
I have a question.
Okay, please go ahead.
So what if you want a space to be between the combined words?
Yeah, that's a great question. I was actually thinking of that as an example for you. So I'm glad you asked. So if you wanted to do something like that, what you would do is still the same select. You're going to do something like select. Sorry, I'm writing in not the way I expect you to write. So let me write in the way I expect you to write. We're selecting e-name, and then we want there is space to be between king and president. That is what we want, right? So we want, what they have done is they have this. And then they have this. And then we still do that also because what we want is just space to be there. And then you have your job. But it's joining space to this, right? And this is joining space to this. So you have but when you're trying to join things like this, if there is a concat operator, the best thing is to use the concat operator to do this. But if there is no concat operator, this is what would work for you. So you can use this, and then you can have as employees, and then you see everything. Then it will be written as, okay, something like king, and then you have space, you have president. That's what you have now, if you are writing it as something like this. So it's still the same way. So I can move on. Is this clear?
Well, it's giving error here.
Yes, it would give you an error because I explained why it would give you an error. You just didn't get me when I was saying it. Now, when you close any parenthesis, let us do it this way. If you have something that closes a parenthesis here, and you have, okay, let us do it this way. You have e-name. When you are joining e-name, yeah, I don't want to do it for you, but it's still the same thing. And job. This, what you have here joins e-name and job, right? Hello?
Yes, yes.
This joins e-name and job. Okay, that's great. Now, if I wanted to put space in front of e-name, Oluwaseun, please, could you stop that? I know you probably don't know, but please, you are using this also. You are changing what I'm using to do what I'm doing. Okay, so we want to join e-name. We want to join it with job. What we have in the middle, we'll do that. Now, if we have e-name and job, okay, and then something else, how do we join it? Let's say we have e-name, job, and let's say email. How do you do that? Because it's the same question you're asking. How would you do email, job, e-name, job, and email? How would you do that?
So I'll put the double stroke in front of email.
Okay.
Email.
You'll do this.
Yeah, and behind job.
And you do. Okay. Now run this query the same way on your screen and tell me if you have an error, you do not have an error. And I think everybody can run the same query also. Do you have an error? You do not have an error.
I'm working on it.
You're having what?
I said I'm working on it.
You're working on it. Okay. So while you work on it, now it's still the same thing. But if you look at this, really, what you have is you are joining this and this. And then you want to join this. You want to join all of this again.
I didn't get any error.
So it's not. You didn't get any error. Okay. If you
Yes.
didn't get any error, then why is it working for you doing email, e-name? I think you know the answer already. Space. And then job. The answer
I should run that, right?
actually is in what you are seeing. You're seeing the answer on the. Are you with me?
So this two, for
I
the
didn't
other
get.
one, there was no spacing between the strokes.
Yes, I know there is no spacing. So the answer actually is in the space. You will see the answer. The answer is in the spacing. I don't want to tell you the answer, but that's how you get your answer.
Okay.
Or better still, you can use the concat operator. There is a concat operator. So you can use the concat operator for things like that also. But if you're using the concat operator, then you should understand two things. When you are using the concat operator, understand your parentheses. There is an opening, there is a closing. You are doing more than one opening, so you'll be closing more than one time. So for every bracket you open, you should close that bracket, else you would get an error. Okay, so we've talked about this also. This is part of your assessing literal character strings. A literal really is not something extra and put to make your. Okay, I think I have some messages here. Let me check this. Oh, sorry about that, Mr. Victor. Christina Churchill, you should have saved your queries if you are using MySQL, and I said that they actually are different.
Yes, sir. I've been told. Thank you. I'm aware. I'm aware. Just that when I wanted to save it, it would save it to my folder, and I don't know how to still access it from here. But I understand it now. Sir, please, concerning this concat, I said that there are different ways to concat, like join two different things, two different like entities together. You can either use the concat itself, like the concat, then parentheses, then this new operator I just taught us that we can also use. But when we use that new operator, there is no spacing. Are they used like maybe no, I already saw what you did, but there is no way to create a spacing in between, like because I tried it and it gave me error for those like stand
there is a way. There is a way to create it with spacing actually. But if I teach, there is a way to. Okay, let us look at the next example, and then maybe you would see how to use that example to do what you want to do. Is that okay?
Yeah. Yes. Thank you.
Okay, that's great. So we'll look at it. I had explained this, but you guys did not see it. So I'll explain it again so that you understand it. Okay, so now when we talk about literal character strings, what we're talking about really is just words, literal words that can be a name, a date, and then we can include it in our select to just make what we are giving out as a an output, make it more reasonable, to make it more readable. You understand? And then we can actually use to write. You understand? You can use to write, not all sentences, but sentences, quote unquote, that make sense so that anyone that sees it understands what you're trying to do. Now, your question is answered in the next slide now. I think you should see your answered question here. Now, when you look at this, what do you see as a difference?
Well, I see that there is like a quote, a single quote after the those literal character strings. And then yeah, there's a single quote before it and then after it.
Okay,
Like,
so if you remove okay, so let's say the single quote, if you remove this is A and leave this character string, and then you have this and you run this code, what do you get?
sorry, you said if I remove the is A from it,
Yeah,
and
just
I
write
still
this
want,
and you still run this code, what do you get? Do you get an error or do you get king president with space in between it?
You get king with space in between presidents.
Yeah, space in between.
So it will be king
Okay, don't
space
worry.
president.
Just hold on. Okay, so what we are saying is this. Ouch, I should close this. Okay, so let us write this query. We are saying select first name. Let us just use the first name. And then, okay, let's use first name. I think first name is great. Let's use first name, and then we do this. Okay, we are doing this, right? And then we do this. Okay, we do this. And then we do this. And then we have, I think we have a job ID. Let's use a job ID. Have a job ID. And then we say from employees, yeah? So what do you think our result would be before we run it? Hello? So if we were to run this
I think
query,
that okay, I ran a query very similar to this one, but
what now?
So there will be space between first name and job ID.
There will be
Yeah.
space between first name and job ID. Okay.
Okay.
So does that answer your question that you asked earlier?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So,
Thank you.
all right, madam. Okay. So moving on, sorry guys. I think we are making good progress in class today. So since we are making good progress in class today, I think we'll be able to do a lot. Okay, so when you so what we have here, this literal here, this is what we call a literal actually. This is a literal. What we have here, you will see that it's inside a, you see it's inside a comma or an inverted comma as the case may be. You'll see that what is there. So what we are trying to write is we're just trying to write something that makes sense. There might not be a use for this as much as possible, but it's just a good trick to know. So you can say King is a president, Blake is a manager, Clark is a manager, Martin is a salesman. And then you can go further, you understand, to use to write a full sentence and say, Martin King is a president, and then he was hired in so year, he earns X amount of money. You can actually write a full paragraph. I think that would be a good way for you to practice. So you can actually write the story of King or the story of all of these people by just using literals. And this is something you will do also when in any programming language, and because literals are also there. So when you're trying to format your output, and then you're trying to format your output and then make it intelligible. So you would actually just use literals to make your so something like you've done some calculation and then You have probably the temperature is let's say 100 degrees Celsius, you understand, or 100 degrees Fahrenheit, as the case may be, and then you want to say, okay, that you don't want to write 100 degrees, or you want to write 100 degrees Celsius in words. So what you do is you just tag a literal along that to it. You say the result you've gotten plus, you understand, this character string, 100 degrees or degrees. So everyone knows that this is 100 degrees or 32 degrees. So this is the exact same thing we are doing here. It's not something different. Okay. So now we are getting to the meat of the class. So when you are working with data, especially a number of data, you most likely would have what we call duplicate rows. In the concept of OLTP that we talked about, or OLAP that we talked about, you remember when we talked about OLAP? And when we talked about OLAP, and then let me draw something smaller so that we all understand all of this moving forward. So let's say we have customer name, we have cost ID, we have name, we have let's say account number. Okay, let's say we have account number just for the purpose of this class, and then let's just give these people values. Let's say 2, 3, 4. We have Ade. The account number of Ade is 2356. Then we have 34. So we have Churchill in class. So we can put Churchill here. So people that I didn't put their account number and their name, please don't be angry. It's just for the purpose of class. Okay. And then let's do something like 12. And then let's put Tulu. And then let's put the account number of Tulu. Okay. Now, what we have here is just a small table. It has customer ID. It has name. It has account number. Okay. Now, let's say we have another table. Let's say we have another table. And then let's say this table is transactions table. And in this table that is transactions table, we have transaction ID. We have trans ID. We have amount transferred. And then we have cost ID, just to make this I think simpler for all of us. So let's say this is the transaction ID. Okay, I should join the meeting now. Let's say this transaction ID, the amount is let's give it a regular amount, 23,000. And then the cost ID is 23. And then let's say we have something else again. We have 15,000 or 14,000. There's plenty of money. And then we have the cost ID of 34. So sorry guys, I just want to, let me see if I can do copy and paste. See, copy and paste the sheet copy and paste and let's do more copy and paste. Okay. Okay, so now the whole purpose of everything I've done here is very simple now. So if you look at the board now, we have custom ID, we have transaction ID. Now, if I wanted to know, you'll see that, oh, I made a mistake here. Now, you'll see here, there's a mistake here. Now, you'll see that if I wanted to know, possibly now, the number of times this person, if I wanted to know how many customers, so to say, I've done a transaction, would the value I get, looking at just this data, what do you think my value would be? I just want to know how many customers have done transactions. I just want to know the total number of customers. What should be my value? Looking at the transaction ID.
5.
5.
Five.
Okay.
Yes.
Now,
Two. The value should be 2.
2. Okay. 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 So the person that said 5, what is the reason why you say 5? Or what is your reason for saying 5?
Because if you count like individually all the transaction IDs, it totals 5.
Now it's 5. Okay, that's great. That's a correct answer. Now, the person that said 2, why did you say 2?
We're
Because
counting
the
the number of
particular
customers that make transactions. There are just 2, but there are 5 transactions, but there are just 2 because of the customer ID. There are 2 customer ID.
Okay.
So
I
they
think
are 2 distinct customer ID.
Okay. So there was a lady that wanted to say something. Please, you can go
yes,
ahead and
I think there are 3 customers on this data set table we have. So the
which
customer,
table? The first one or the second one? The transaction
the,
table or the
the customer table.
yes,
We
there are
have 3
customers on the
customers.
customer table, yes.
Yes, and it should go in line with the ID. So it means that on the ID of the transaction table, it is 3 that is directly assigned to the 3 customers.
Why do you say that? No, just explain your rationale for your answer. There is no wrong or right answer here. You understand? We are just trying to get to the understanding. We just want to understand what's really happening. So why do
Okay.
you?
Okay, why I said that is because now looking at the table, in the customer table, we have just 3, and then the 2 other IDs under customer, they cannot be matched to any name on the customer table, so making it invalid.
Okay. Okay. I think we started off on the wrong foot. I think you were not probably with us all through what we're doing here. So maybe you got us wrong a few times. Okay. So the customer table that we have here, the very first one we have here. Now, the whole purpose of this customer table we have here, we have a customer. This is a customer table. This customer table. Apologies for the way my hand is drawing. And this transactions table. They are just 2 very different tables. Okay. So 2 very different tables. So now the customers here we have 3 customers. Are they Churchill and Tolu? But how many people have done transactions? Customers have done transactions. Now, if we count the number of transactions, if we ask how many transactions have been done, 5 transactions have been done. I think we can all agree on the fact that only 5 transactions have been done here, right? Everybody?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, if we now ask ourselves, how many people perform transactions? It's now a different question, because if we were to count the customer ID, we would have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. But in truth, how many people actually perform transactions? Just 2 people did, 34. The rest of the transaction were performed by customer 34, or customer with ID 34, who performed 4 transactions. And customer with ID 23, who performed just 1 transaction. So are you understanding the rationale here? Now, asking this question shows us or leads us to what we are trying to do. Now, you would have situations we can have duplicate values or duplicate rows. So the example they've given us is if we do, let us do this so that we all understand. Let us just hold everything we've talked about in mind, just hold it as it is now. Let us go to SQL and let us just write queries, just for the sake of writing queries, and then we'll see. So I hope I can write. I hope I can write. So sorry, my screen looks the way it is, everybody. I don't want to lose what we were doing. That's why I'm leaving my screen the way it is. I hope you guys understand. Okay, so if we do select asterisk from employees. If we do a select asterisk from employees. Ouch. Okay, I think I need to cancel this thing. Sorry, guys, I have to delete it. But maybe I'll go back later. Thanks. Okay, so let me just close this. So if I do a select asterisk from employees here, you would see something very interesting. You would see, I hope you can see it very easily. You'll see this department ID. You'll see that there is 90 here, there is 90 here, there is 90, there is 60, there is 60, there is 60. We have a couple of hundreds, we have 30, 50, and then you would see that these department IDs are repeated, and rightly so, because you can't have infinitely so many departments. Departments are going to be few and far. So if I ask the same question in reverse orders now, like I was asking, how many people perform transactions? If I ask you, how many departments do we have? Or how many departments do we have now? You can go ahead and actually count like, oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And you could count till the end and you say, oh, we have how many departments now? You can say we have X number of departments and we have 107 departments. And you would be right. But if you look at the data closely, you will see that the names of these departments are not the same. Some of their names are changed. Or the department IDs are the same. So what we have is we have duplicated ID numbers for the departments. The same way, what we have here is we have duplicate. What we had here already was duplicate customer IDs, which leads us to the issue of duplicate rows. Values will be duplicated. And if we do not want, we want to know the exact number. Now, what we will do is we want to have them selected directly. I don't know whether I've lost you guys or you are still with me. If we just want to know how many departments we have, we are not going to do a count of all the department IDs. What we are going to do is we are going to use a word called distinct. And that word distinct, what it will do is it will look at all the departments, find out the values that are duplicated and extract just those values. So if I have 10, 20 times, it's going to pick 110. If I have 20, 5 times, it's going to pick 120. It's just going to pick one of the 20s that I have. And so that you see it clearly, let us check here again. So we can see that we have a lot of these things there. So if we do select asterisk from department ID, so that we understand here. And we say from employees. If we select asterisk and we do this. Okay, I think I select, Select department ID. You people did not tell me. That I had one from April. Select department ID from employees. I'm going to have all of these department IDs. But if I did something like select distinct, department ID from employees, what I would have would be totally different. Okay, this one does not have no, but you can see that there is a null there, but I have just 70, 80, 20, 10. I have just 12 departments. Is this clear to everybody?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
It's clear. Okay, move on. Okay,
I have a
because it
question.
seems we are getting slow again. Okay, please go ahead.
Sorry, sir. I want to ask question based on the previous table, the customer ID and the transaction ID.
Okay.
Like if you're dealing, you have a case of, let me say, want to use join, either using any of the join case to join both the customer ID and the transaction ID. I think there is a particular join that deals with the number of customers and that of the customer ID in the transaction.
I can't hear you again.
Can you hear me, sir?
Hello? No, I lost you. I can't hear you again, please.
Okay, I was saying that I don't know. I want to get it clear because I know that if you're dealing with join, any of I've forgotten the particular join actually, but I know there's a particular join that deals with this case, such that when you have the number of customers we have in a customer ID has to be
Inner join,
tallied
that's
with
what you're
the
trying to say.
number
When you're
of.
trying to match, that's the inner join you're talking about. When you're trying to
Okay,
match based on one column to another column. But we are not at joins here. So when
okay,
we get to
okay.
joins,
I
we'll
think
see it.
that's where I was trying to answer from.
Yes, that's you are trying to get the name you were looking for is inner join. So I think I answered you already. Okay, so so the default display of the queries is all O's and it includes the duplicate, like you have seen. And then when we use the distinct keyword, what it does, it just selects the one that are distinct. So it eliminates duplicate rows. You understand? And the same way we can use one row, you can use distinct on multiple rows. You understand? So, but what it does is just eliminate duplicates, exactly what you want from the table, especially when they are doing it. Okay, so now we'll come to the meat of the class today. Okay, so this is very interesting, and I want you guys to listen attentively here. Now, when we talk about limiting rules using selection, what we are trying to do is we want to select everything based on a criteria. Now, to properly explain this to you, let us assume that, okay, so let us just say this first of all. So say after me, a noun. Everybody, please say after me. Are you guys with me? A noun.
You know,
A
Is the
noun
name of a person,
is the name of a person,
animal,
animal,
place,
place,
or thing.
or thing.
A verb
a
A
verb
verb
is an action word.
is an
is
action
an
word.
action word.
A pronoun
A
A
pronoun
pronoun
is a word
is a word
that is used to qualify a noun.
that is used to qualify a noun.
Okay, so all of this sounds useless, but I'll show you where it is actually useful. Now, when we are selecting rules, or we are saying we want to limit rules using a selection, the whole purpose of that is, let me give you an example. Let's assume that you have a bag, and then the bag you have has let's say a lot of balls, and then you have small balls, you have balls that are large, you have balls that are medium, and then they are in different colors. Let's have that assumption. And then you tell maybe your niece to go and pick a ball for you. Now, when you tell your niece to go and pick a ball for you, you are giving your niece, or when you say your niece, go and bring the ball. Now, your niece could actually go and bring all the balls for you. Or go and bring the bag of balls. Your niece brings all the bag of balls to you. When you say, go and bring me a blue ball, now your niece has a dilemma, or a dilemma, as the case may be, because now, when you're talking about blue balls, you know, we already stated that the bag of balls we have, all the balls, they have different colors, they're in different shapes and different sizes. So, but in this case, let's just assume all the balls are round. Now, so we now have so many blue balls of different sizes. So I say, pick a blue ball for me. Your niece begins to wonder and says, a blue ball. What blue ball? I have gotten to the bag now, and then I can see a lot of blue balls. How do I know which blue ball I am being requested to take? So that's the first question. So there are balls. There is a blue ball, but the blue ball differs by characteristics. When we are talking about selection, we are talking about taking something from a large pool or having a result set from the large pool that is restricted by a condition. So the same question, if we rephrase it and you tell your niece, go and pick a blue ball for me that is 3 centimeters in diameter. I think we will both agree, or we would all agree rather, that is a very straight question. If your niece has a tape rule and she sees a blue ball, she can go there, and then when she's going to pick a blue ball, she'll take the tape measure and measure. And then the ball that she's going to bring for you, or the balls she will bring for you, are only blue balls that are 5 centimeters in diameter. Can we all agree on that, please? Or do we all agree on that assertion?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And we are all clear with that assertion I just made now and the explanation I just gave. Is there anyone that is not unclear with the explanation I just gave now?
I'm not clear, sir.
Okay. Exactly where did I lose you?
Where you said the niece should go and get the ball in, I don't know whether it's 6 diameter or something.
Okay. I think I get you. Okay. So the assumptions we are making one assumption. The first assumption we are making is, there is a bag of balls, maybe footballs or anything. Now, the bag of balls that we have different colors. There are blue balls, there are black balls, there are yellow balls, and then the balls in that bag have different colors. So now, if we say, or you tell your niece, go and bring the bag, go and bring me a ball. That question is open to interpretation. Your niece can go and bring any ball. And then since you have said, go and bring me a ball, you take any ball that your niece brings. Are we clear up to that stage? That's clear pretty much, yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, if you tell your niece, go and bring me a blue ball. Now, I am saying your niece is now faced with a dilemma. And the reason is there are blue balls there. It's not just one ball that is there. It's a bag of balls. But the balls that are there have different sizes. So which one should your niece bring? Your niece could go there and bring all the blue balls for you. Or you could say something like, oh, my niece, go and bring blue balls for me. But the blue balls you are going to bring for me should be 5 centimeters in diameter. Now, if you give your niece that instruction, or you give anyone that instruction, and the person has a tape rule, the person can go there and bring only blue balls now, right, that are 5 centimeter in diameter. Do you agree with that assertion?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, in the first case, when you are saying go and bring balls, your niece can go and bring all the bag of balls. And that is when we are saying we are doing a projection. Now, that I think we touched it in the very first class we did. And that's why we're doing a select all. That's what you've done. Now, when you say go and bring a blue ball limits that select that we are doing. But it still is very broad. But when we are saying select the blue balls, but only select the blue balls that are 5 centimeter in diameter. What we are saying is select blue balls where diameter is or diameter equals 5 centimeter. That's what we are saying. We are saying we want to select all the balls. However, we want to select just blue balls, but not just only blue balls. We want to select only blue balls that are 5 centimeter in diameter. Now, this is where I explain this to you because I do not want you guys to get lost. I'm just taking this route so that you are properly articulated. Now, a select statement is of this version. You have select, and you can have keywords here. You can have columns here, or multiple columns, and then you have from, and then you can have where, which is where we are now. Now, what where or the where clause does is the where clause limits whatever we are doing. It limits it according to a criteria. In this case, we have said the criteria we want is the diameter of the blue ball should be 5 centimeter. Now, but we can still, just still go home by saying, okay, I want to select now. You understand? We are using blue balls here. Just pardon me and just try to just follow. We are selecting blue balls. And we are saying from, let's say, the bag of, I hope you will get it, so that it becomes relatable to you. Where I want my diameter of the balls, diameter of ball equals 5 centimeter. That's what we've told you on this. Now you can go further than that, because here, what we have here as an operator, you can use it for a lot of things. The centimeter, we can say the diameter of the ball is greater than 5 centimeter. We can say the diameter of the ball is less than 5 centimeter. We can say the diameter of the ball is greater than or equals to 5 centimeter. We can say the diameter of the ball is less than or equal to 5 centimeter. We can say the diameter of the ball is not equal to 5 centimeter. Hello, guys. Hello.
Yeah, everything.
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Can hear you.
I know you can hear me. I'm asking if you understand everything I've said so far. Did I lose you? Did I not lose you? Are you with me? Do you understand everything I've said?
Well,
Yeah,
with you, sir.
I understand.
Yes.
Up till now.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, everybody understands. If you do not understand, please just let me know you do not understand so I can go back.
Sir, please, I don't understand, and I'm sorry. That's because my system froze, so I had to restart it. I'm sure I missed quite a lot.
Now, what we've said, no, don't worry, it's okay. It's okay. You do not understand. That's valid. Okay. So what we are saying is this, but you did get the explanation I made about the balls, picking up the balls and the diameter of the balls. You got all of that, yes?
No, sir. I lost the class at the point when you were explaining duplicate rows. But I'm hoping to catch up on
Okay,
the
if that's the
recording
case,
later.
if that's the case, I think you would catch up with the videos, but I will just go over
Yes,
this so that you
yes.
can explain better.
All
Okay,
right,
so
thank you, sir.
we are saying have contains quite a number of balls. All of them have different colors, and then all of them have different diameters. So to say, all of the balls have different characters. If you tell your niece, go and bring me the bag of balls, or go and bring me a ball, and we're saying that your niece can go into the room and just bring any ball. And collect it because you requested for a ball, not the ball. But if you say, go and bring me a blue ball, now remember different characteristics. So if you are saying your niece, go and bring me a blue ball, the blue ball can have different shapes. It can have different diameters. Your niece goes there, and then there are a plethora of balls there. There are more blue balls that she can carry. But if you say, go and bring me a blue ball, or the blue ball that is 5 centimeters in diameter, that is more clear. Because if she has the tape rule, and blue balls that are 5 centimeters will be brought to you. And what we've done afterwards is explain how that ties directly into what we've done so far. So we have the SQL, or the SQL syntax, so to say. We have select from, and then where we have now is where. So when we are selecting, we can have keywords like the distinct we have talked about. I think that, and then a few more that you guys would have come across. And we can use those on multiple columns. And in this case, let's say blue balls. We are selecting blue balls. We are selecting our blue balls from where? We are selecting it from a bag or from the bags. Now, let's say this is a bag. And now this bag has a lot of blue balls. But we are not just selecting blue balls from here. We are selecting, okay, blue balls. And then we want the blue balls to have a diameter of 5. So we are saying where the diameter of the ball is equal to 5. So, and then we are moving on further and saying this operation where we are saying select only blue balls where the diameter of the ball is 5. We can extend it to multiple cases. And in extending it to multiple cases, we are saying we can do something like this, or we will do things like, we just don't want, we can I think we can all agree on that, yes? Do we all agree?
Yes, sir.
Hello, guys? Okay, yeah. So the diameter of the ball can be greater than 5. The diameter of the ball can be less than 5. The diameter of the ball can be greater than or equal to 5. The diameter of the ball can be less than or equal to 5. The diameter of the ball, we can say it's not equal to 5. Operands or operators we can use when we are using the where clause. But this is not only the operator we can use, there are still some. Now we can go further and say that, oh, what we are dealing with does not necessarily work with these operators. Now, still we have the case of our ball. Yes. And then we are saying we want to select balls from bags. But we are saying we don't want to select blue balls. We just want to select any ball. However, what we want to do is we just want to select all balls. We just want to select asterisk in this case, which is now a ball, or ball, so to say. But I was saying, but we are not even looking at the diameter. We want something really interesting now. We want it to be something like where the color of the ball now the color, let's say the color of the ball, we can say we want the color of the ball to be let's say blue. or we can use that also to say the ball can be blue, can be red, can be anything. And then we can come back and say, we want the blue ball, and then we just don't want the blue ball. We want the blue ball to be, you are telling you this, you just don't want the blue. You want it to be between between 12 and 15. You want the ball diameter, the diameter to be that. And then we're also saying something like we want we just have a criteria for the selection of the balls. We just want the diameter of the ball to be in a certain range, and we can say the diameter of the ball should be in. And then what we have here is we'll have a list. We can say we want it to be probably 5, 10, 15. That's what we want the diameter of the ball to be. You understand? And then we can move forward and talk about, we want the diameter of the ball to be, we just don't want this. We want the color to be, the diameter of the ball to be either, let's say we want the diameter of the ball to be 5 and the color to be blue. Or we want the diameter of the ball to be 5 and then we want the color of the ball to be red. So these are all the plethora of operations we would be using when we are. But do you guys understand everything we've done up to this? Do you understand everything I've done so far?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
That's great. So if you guys understood everything we've done, we can ask.
Hello, sir.
As well, which is a good thing. It's not a bad thing. We can end this class today. I'm listening. Please, you can go ahead.
Okay, sir. Sir, can we have a nested where?
A nested where?
Yes.
It's possible to have a nested where, but I wouldn't advise you to use nested where. I would advise you to use that when you are writing subqueries. We are not at subqueries yet, but yes, you can use where clauses multiple places. But we're still going to talk about how an SQL query runs in the background, because that is fundamental to you understanding how your query should run. This query we have here, the way this query runs is different from what you write. The way it runs in the engine is different from what you write here. So understanding the way it runs is the first step to writing really efficient queries. That is one. And two, not just writing efficient queries, be able to spot inconsistencies or be able to spot your queries if they are not doing exactly what you want them to be doing. Because you can write a query and then your query would run, but your query would give you a wrong result. But it will still run the class. That's great by all means, but let us just get there and then you'll see how you will do that or how you can do that. Is that okay? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So, all right, madam. So let's move on. Clear all my drawings. Okay, that's great. Okay. So we've talked about limiting rows. So you should see how rows are limited now. So if you do a select asterisk, let me delete this thing. It doesn't want me to. If you do a select asterisk, this will retrieve all the employees in the department. You understand? It will retrieve. But now, if you are talking about, using the selection, we are now saying we want to retrieve all employees in department 10. We don't want all the employees, because if we did a select asterisk, we're going to get all employees, but we don't want all of them. We just want employees that are in department 10. And that is where the where clause comes in, because we are saying, yes, we want all of this, but we want it with a condition. and the condition we are using is the where clause. So it's the same thing as you could say that, oh, where where does not work out really well in this example, but you could say that, okay, if if it's raining, you would do A. If it's sunny, you will do B. You understand? So now the where clause follows from this, and this is exactly what we were driving at. All the explanation I was trying to do leads exactly here. So we restrict the rows returned using the where clause. So we are selecting from table, and then what we are selecting depends on the condition. So in the case of the blue ball that we are selecting now, we are saying diameter is 5 centimeters. Yes, if you still remember our example, the way this would run is it's going to first go and look at the conditions. Like, okay, what are the conditions I'm trying to evaluate? Diameter is 5 centimeters. I am going to look for all the balls that have a diameter of 5 centimeters. Then, where am I going to look at all these balls from? From this table. So it executes from, it goes to where, then it now get there very soon. So this is the where condition we have here, and then it just limits it for us. So if we do this now, select employee name and job and department number where job equals clerk. What we've done is we have selected the name, the job, the department number from here. But we are saying we don't want, if we did a select employee name, the job and department ID from employee, we are going to get everybody. But now we don't want everybody. We just want to know who are the clerks. We want to know who are the clerks, and that's what we are doing when we use the where clause. That's where we have the where clause for us here. Okay. Okay. So, and that's what we have here. So we have where job equals clerk, and then you have the job. So only the jobs we can see here are the job titles, people only who are clerks. This is where we would see them. Anybody that is not a clerk would not be returned in the result. Character strings are dates. I think we can all jump over this. But you'll get to this later so that we all move fast. And all these comparison operators, I explained all of this already to you. So these comparison operators, you use them when you are trying to do something is greater than, is equal to, is greater than or equal to, is less than or equal to. And when you are trying to say, where this is this, or where this is that, or where this is not equal to this, or where that is greater than that. The other thing we'll be looking at, aside from these comparison operators, is if you look at this now, we are saying select E name, and from salary and commission, where salary is less than or equal to. The salary is less than, or the salary is equal to. So we are saying the salary is less than or equal to the commission. Let us write some queries so that all of this does not look abstract for you guys. You can still see my screen, yes? Select, let's say we do select asterisk. Okay, let's say we say select employee ID. Let's say we select employee ID. Don't worry about the way this query looks. First name. And I think we talked about the proper way to reference. This is the proper way to reference. You are referencing the table and what you are getting in the table. And then we are selecting department ID. So employee.department ID. We are selecting it from employees. So if we run this query now, department ID, first name, then okay, okay, I'm getting department ID twice. Sorry, I thought it was employee ID I was getting twice. So employee ID, I think there is employee ID. Okay, yeah. I thought I was getting that. Okay, so this is where we are at. So we can see the department ID. Let us, I think there is a job role, or I think, let me see. Job, salary, job ID. Let us get job ID. Let's get a job ID also. We don't know what the job ID is, but we'll know that very soon. Let me do. I think we have a job ID. So we have employee.job ID. Okay, then we have it. So as ADVP, IT program, FI manager, we can see all their job IDs. Yes. So let's say this is one. Let's say we now want to do something like this. We want from employees, and then we want something where the job ID or the employee.job ID, you understand? You can write employee.job ID or job ID. Job ID. So it would work both ways. If you want to do a proper referencing, use employee.job ID. Employee.job ID. That's what you do. You do employee.job ID equals, let's say we want IT program, and you do this. And then we can do this. And then when we run this, very well, what I do? Missing from clause. Where am I running to things?
Employees.job ID.
Employee. Job. Oh, thank you very much.
I think it should be the single quotes.
Yes, sir. Single quotes.
Sorry, is there someone there using that? Could you mute yourself? There is someone unmuted. Okay. So you can see that it's only the IT programmers that we have here. That's the only IT programmers. But then we can do one better now. And then let's say we have salary here, so that we just have an idea. Okay, let's say from, okay, where job ID equals IT program. And let's say we want to extend this query and we say, and then what do we want to look at now? Let's say we want to say employee, when we say salary, and salary is, let's say greater than, let's say 5,000, right? Can we do that? Let's say employees, let us just write this fully. I hope you guys are following me. This is not magic I'm doing.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I hope I've not lost anybody. Okay, so let us put salary here so that we can be sure that that's how much they are earning. And we can see they earn about 5,000. So what we have done is simply everything I've explained so far. We have here we took all the employees. This is not all the employees, but well, all the employees literally. Now we want to know people who are in IT program and earn whose salary is greater than this. But we could do better. We could say where employee.job ID is this, or we could do this also. And you see that this gives us a larger result set. Because what we are saying here is this. We are saying that I want where the employee, the job ID is IT program, or the salary is greater than 5,000. So what we are saying here is this. Look at the salary, because you can see everyone, even this person that earns 4,200, that is in IT, the name appears in the result set that we are getting. And then, but aside from these people that earn low here, if you look at IT program, you will see 4,800, 4,800, 4,200. You see that every other person here earns more than 5,000. Every other person here earns more than 5,000 because that's the criteria we have. So we could still do this further. I hope I've not lost you guys. Hello, guys. Are you still with me?
Yes, yes, we are.
Yeah.
Are you sure you are with me?
For me personally, I understand what you're doing, but I'm just speaking on my behalf.
Okay. Okay. Well, I thank you for you that understand it personally. Okay. The class is looking very boring as at now. So let me give you guys a way to practice everything we've done. So I am not the only one in class. So you can do all of this. So just give me a few minutes or a few seconds. Your questions will be dropped now so that you can see them. I'll be dropping them as a text so that all of you can see the questions you are going to be answering, not as assignment, but just in class here.
But are they up to 30?
Okay. Okay. Okay, so I'm dropping it into chat. It's going to be a few more. So as the first one, ask 3 questions. I think you're going to have probably another 6 more so that we know, all of us, we know what we are doing, sort of. So you can try your hands on the questions. I think some of them are fairly easy, but to an extent, I think they would help you solidify everything I've been talking about. And hopefully, I hope they would make you know that you know what we've explained so far. Your remaining questions are coming. I hope you are looking at the questions. Any problems with the questions I already sent?
No, we are still trying to answer them.
Okay, I think that's great. Okay. Okay. I think by the time we're done with these questions, I think we should be done with class. So we don't have much to cover. This is the chunk of what we are supposed to cover. But so far, so good. You guys are good with everything so far I've sent.
We're on it, sir.
Okay. The rest of your questions will come in the next few seconds. I have a feeling you guys are not getting this. Okay. And so those are the remaining questions. Okay, so who is done with question number one, so to say? I think that question is
I'm done.
relatively simple. You are done. Okay, that's great. So let us do this. We have 23 participants. So what's the name of the person that was done with question number one?
I'm done, sir.
Huh?
Don't sing.
Dunsi. Okay, Dunsi, question number one. Yetunde, okay, sorry. Yetunde, please. Okay, Yetunde A, question number two. Tolulope Oluwole, question number three. Tim, question number four. Rolly, question number five. Olutosin Daudu, question number six. Oluwaseyi, question number seven. MKD analyst, question number eight. Grace, question number nine. Esther, question number 10. Didi, question number 11. Deborah, question number 12. Christina, question number 13. Bolaji, question number 14. Ajana, question number 15. I think we have around 15 questions there, yes.
Sorry, are you freaking us like and the questions we had to answer or
Yes, exactly. The question you have to answer.
oh
Yeah, exactly. So just in the order of the questions I sent. So just in the order of the question I sent also. Let me.
sorry, you said Christiana question number 13.
Yes, I think the question should be up to 13, but if they're not up to 13, then you guys just do where up they're up to. So, but somebody has done, the first question I sent was 1, 2, 3. So I sent 3 questions.
First, then the remaining one was 9 questions.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I sent 12 questions, I think. So you can just do questions number 1 to 12. So let us all just go chop chop. Let everybody try their hands on it. I think some of them are fairly simple. So, and then what's the time now? We have 7:57. We'll complete class back by 8:15. I think that gives you guys enough time to walk through the answers. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay, that's great. So 8:15. jump back to class and then we'll see what you guys have been able to do. All right. Okay, so I have one last question. Let me drop it. So anybody that wants to try this one also. So this is the last question. Okay. For this last questions, okay, let me change this question. Let me delete it. And then let me rewrite it. All denomination is in US dollars because that's the money everybody wants to earn. Okay.
No,
So,
Eurozone.
okay, so that's the last question. And also, please remember your numbers. Important.
Department name.
How are you guys doing? You have 3 minutes more.
We're doing, I'm doing well, sir. Thank you. I've answered the number 13 question you gave me.
Okay, that's beautiful. Okay. So, how many people, if you've answered your questions, just raise your hands up. If you've answered your questions, please just raise your hands up so that the admin can coordinate the sharing of the screen so that we can see your responses to the questions. And then before you do that also, while you're doing that, please put the questions you're answering above the query you wrote so that we can note them, and then you can do question number one, the question, and then the query you wrote to solve the question. Question number two, the question, and the query you wrote to solve the question, so that it becomes explanatory to everybody when they watch or rewatch, or even you yourself when you are rewatching. So if you have finished, please raise your hands up, and then we can just move on. I think why we have 15 people just left in this class. What happened? It's already time. So the class has dwindled. I don't know why. Okay, but for the people who have raised their hands up, I'm going to invite you to be a co-host now. I think how many people can be co-hosts? I don't know. Admin, can you please assist?
Okay, so I've made you a host, so you can now make others co-host.
Okay, that's great. So I think
Yeah.
I'm making Oluwadunsi. I think Oluwadunsi, I'm making you a co-host now. So please just share your screen, and then you can lower your hand after sharing your screen. Oluwadunsi.
Okay.
Please share your screen so that we can see what you've done so far.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen. Okay, so what's the question?
Question one.
Okay. What's the question?
I'm coming. So I'm counting the number of employees that have phone number. Yeah, their phone number is not listed.
It's not listed. Okay.
So
You didn't fully select that.
come in, please.
Okay, no problems, madam.
Yeah. So that's zero. That means that all the employees have their phone numbers copied.
Okay, that's great. Thank you very much. So you can stop sharing now. You can lower your hand, please. Okay. Please stop sharing. Oluwadunsin, can you please stop sharing and lower your hand?
Yes, I have.
Okay, you have. Oh, I didn't know that. Sorry about that. Okay, Tim, I'm making you just hold on. Tim, I'm making you co-host. Please share your screen. Hello, Tim.
Yes, I'm about sharing my screen.
Okay, thank you very much.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can see your screen.
So I'm answering question 4.
What is question 4?
Okay. Question 4 says list all unique job titles in the company. How many distinct job titles are there? So that's
Okay.
question 4.
Okay.
So I use select distinct job ID from employees. So this is the results.
Okay. Okay. Distinct job ID from employees. Okay. Thank you very much. You can stop sharing. And then for everyone else, please, your question 4, we don't know the question. Let us know the question you're answering, please. Makes it easier for you and for another person that will be watching this again. Thank you very much. Tim, you can stop sharing. And please, you can raise up your hand. Oluwadunsi, please, you can also raise down your hand. Sorry. You can raise down your hand after I've called you. So,
Hello,
Tim,
sir.
you can stop sharing, please.
Hello, sir.
Yes. Please hold on.
Sorry.
Hello, Tim, you can stop sharing. Okay. Thank you very much. You wanted to ask a question, please.
Okay, sir. The question 4, I think there's a place where the question 4 he just answered. The question said, how many distinct job titles are there? So I think there is a way for us to count the distinct values.
Exactly. There is a need for us to count that distinct value, and it did not do that.
Yeah,
So I'm
it means
glad
that
you noticed.
it's not complete.
I'm glad you noticed. I also noticed.
Okay.
So
But
do you want to share your screen to show us the proper way to do it?
Yes, but I use my phone to connect, but I'm working on my laptop. I don't know if I can share. Okay, let me share with my phone while I use it on my laptop. Is it okay?
Okay, I can make you just show the video of your screen now. So if that works, let me make you a host. Esther, hold on. I'm going to attend to you in a bit, please. Make host. I think yes, so. Okay. Okay, I've asked you to start a video so you can do that, Esther. I mean Fatima. Faust, I don't think sorry, I bungled up your name. I'm very sorry about that, please.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so you can just show us your screen.
Do I have it? Excuse me. I'm trying to. Okay.
We can't see your screen. Okay. Okay, thank you very much. No, is it the same question? I think okay.
Yes.
Select okay. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. This is Tim. Can you see this clearly?
No, we can't see the screen.
Okay, Faustina, please, if you can just type it into the screen so that they can see what the exact solution is. But what you're supposed to do is they said you should, what are the job titles and then how many are they? So this relates to the issue of, well, I'll say parentheses. What you should do is still the same code you have written that Tim shared with us. But what you will have done is after I did select distinct from job ID, or distinct into parentheses job ID, what you should have done is you should have put count in front of distinct and still put that parentheses, and then that would have worked out. Okay, thank you, Faustina.
Okay, sir.
For that, I'm going to remove course permissions from you. So you can stop sharing your video also, please.
Okay.
Okay. Who else is raising their hand up? If you're raising, okay, Tolulokwe. Okay, please.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I've made you co-host. You can share your screen. Esther, you are the next one. And then I know Christina. Yes, I'm coming to you also, please. I've made you co-host, Tolulokwe.
Okay,
You
sir.
can share your screen.
Can we see my screen now?
Yes, I can see your screen. Yes, it's crystal.
Okay, I'm answering question 3.
Okay.
Retrieve a list of all departments with the words support in their name. And how many such departments exist?
Okay. Okay, you
So
can see
this
the
is
code.
what I did.
Okay.
I did it, and this is what I got.
Well, this is actually wrong, and I'll tell you why. And then we will still give us the answer. Okay, so it relates to the last question that we were talking about. They said, retrieve a list of departments with the word support in their name. So they are saying which department has the word support. So what you're looking at is you're looking at, you're trying to find if support exists as part of the name of any department. That is the question itself. And then the next one is you are now supposed to count how many such departments exist.
Okay.
So now what you'll have done is the select count that you have done. When you say you're doing count asterisk, I know you've not gotten to count, you have not gone to common table expressions. When you are doing count, what you are doing is you are counting everything. So if you run this count the way it is now, it's just going to count everything. It's doing count asterisk. Okay. However, you can do count distinct, just like I explained the other time. But in this case, what you are doing is not, you don't even need any distinct now. What you want to do is you want to do something like where department name like, we have not gotten there, select what is the job ID or department ID where department name from departments where or from employees where department name like. And now when you use that like, there is not going to be any equals to. It's just going to be where department name like. And then the support you are looking at now, you put a in between a quote or a colon or 2 colons. You can have a percentage sign in front and then a percentage sign on the back. So that will help us get to where we are going. They call them we call them regex, regular expressions, and we'll use them to find things inside probably strings inside a character, or maybe the appearance of a string inside something or something like that. So that is what this is supposed to look like. So you still have enough time to do a little bit of research on that and give us the results back while still on this class. I think I've told you exactly what to do. But so just for the sake of results, so that you can see what you are doing, instead of support, you can change it to IT. Just capital I and T. You can change it to IT so that you can see results in what you are doing, so that it doesn't mean like, okay, you didn't get any result. So I am going to stop.
All right
You
then.
can stop sharing now, please. Okay. Okay. Christina, I'm going to make you co-host now. You can share your screen.
All right. Who can share? Let me. I'm trying to share my screen.
Okay. We are waiting expectantly for your screen.
Um, let me just go to this place and share.
Okay.
Can you all see my screen?
I can see your screen now, yes.
All right. You guys can see the other one that I'm in where it says question 13. Can you see that one?
You have to scroll up actually. We are seeing question 5 here. Line number 27, yes.
Okay. Let me just, okay, I've seen the entire screen. I shared the wrong screen that time. But you can see question 13 right now.
We should see it in a bit. I think I can see it now, yes.
Let me just collapse this thing. Okay. Yeah. So you can see it.
Yes, we can see.
All right. My question, thank you. My question says find all employees who are either in the IT department or have a salary between $5,000 and $8,000 and are not hired before 1990.
Okay.
And then this is the query that I did. I selected the department name, the first name of the employees, department ID, salary, then hire date. And I tried to make sure that the department name has IT in it, or the salary is between $5,000 and $8,000, and then the hire date is not what's it called again? It's not okay, it's not less than okay, is greater than or equal to 1990. I hope that's okay. Or you just want me to you wanted me to have it
No. You are telling us what you are doing. We are all looking at you.
let me let me extend this piece. Let me just increase so you can see what I did. So this is my result when I run the query.
Okay. Okay, now this looks good. So you are able to figure out why did you use a join?
I used a join. Okay. Oh, I use a join because you said we're supposed to find salary, and the things that you asked us to find, some of them are found in another table, like the salary and the hire date I found in the employee table. And I'm not sure, maybe it was because at the beginning of the class I was multitasking. It was just later on that I got the chance to do this thing alone and focus on it. But I don't know how to select something from two different tables without using join. I don't know how to do
No,
that.
you have to use the join. I'm just asking you to explain the rationale of your thinking.
Okay.
Why you use the join.
Okay, so I used a join for this because the question asks us to find information from two different tables. And to be able to find information from two different tables and even go into specifics like the salary and then the department name, I need to be able to have those two tables, work on those two tables at the same time. And the only function I think I can use is the join function, which allows me to join two tables and be able to perform queries on them.
Okay, could you pull your result down a little bit so that we can now see that. Okay, so let me just walk through this query. So you're selecting d.department ID and okay, so d.department ID, comma e.first name. So what she's doing basically, what you have as the D, you have it defined there. That is the department,
Yes, sir.
The employee is the E. And now this is something now. When you are using properly defined tables, or you are defining tables correctly, you will write department ID, employee first name, department but that could be really long. And that's why she's doing from departments as D, but now she's joining the two tables like she has already explained, because the hire date is not in the department table and the salary is in the employees table. But there is something that connects the employees table to the department table, which is the department ID. So she's using that to join both departments, to join both tables together. And now, after she has done that, she now is now answering the question, which is where department name, like, this was what I was explaining the other time, like, oh, when you are trying to find something, now she could have written where department name equals, but what they said is either in the IT department. So what she did was to just try to do what you call she did a search now to find anywhere IT was mentioned, you understand? And then she has IT or where salary is between this range and the higher date is greater than that value that we have there. So thank you very much, Christina, for showing us your workings, as they say.
Thank you, sir. Okay.
All right, madam. Okay, you can stop sharing.
Okay.
Okay. So Esther, I think I'm coming to, somebody left a question. Okay, I think that was Faustina. Okay. Participants. I think Esther, I should Esther's raised down her hand.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
here.
Okay, okay.
What
You have
tell you?
started screen sharing. Okay, that's great.
Sorry.
Okay. No, it's okay.
I think I opened the wrong screen.
No, you can open the right screen. We are waiting for you.
All right.
Sorry, do you want me to be streaming this part? Because I don't know if people are comfortable that is going to YouTube. Or should I stop?
Oh,
Yeah.
no, I think, well, depends. I don't
Maybe
know.
some people might find it useful, are they?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, I'll leave it.
Okay. All right. So my question is question number 10. And it says, find all employee who are not managers.
Okay.
So I did select employee ID first name from the employee table, where the employee is not a manager, not manager from the employee table. That's what I did.
Okay, so what okay, this is actually going further down. I was thinking it was going to be a really simple question. I didn't know it was going to be it was going to require you to write subqueries. But what you have done really is just write subqueries. And you can see that I think, were you the one that asked me about using two why statements, where statements? Someone asked that question.
No, I wasn't the one.
You are not the one. Okay, so for the person that asked that question, this is
I was the
what
one.
I was explaining. Sorry, who asked the question?
Faustina.
I was the
Faustina.
one, sir. Yes.
Okay. So this is where you will do something like that, where you have two wheres. So what the question is, find all employees who are not managers. You understand? So all employees, their employee ID is not listed as a manager. So what we have is she has first selected all employees, their first name, their last name from employees. Now she's now doing another select. Now this is a Cartesian. She could have written this question, done this um, question using what you call an outer join or a Cartesian join, but this is a very smart way of doing it. So selecting, so what you have is two select statements. You have the lower select statement selecting manager ID from employee. So everybody that is a manager, you understand? So when they say manager now, select manager ID from employee where manager ID is not known. Now, is there a table called manager ID? There's no table called manager ID actually. No, there is a column called manager ID. I can see that. So
Yeah.
where manager ID is not null, yeah, I can see that. So where manager ID is not null, I can see it, I've seen it. So now where manager ID is not null. So what this has done is everyone that is a manager, you understand, where they are managers and it's not null. So we are assuming that they are all managers. So what they are now doing is they are now selecting from that pool. So you have a pool and then you have a sub pool of it. So it's just like saying everybody who is how do I put it? Everybody who has attended a university and is and did not, or should I say, everybody who has attended a university and currently lectures in the university. If you want to know people like that, you first have to find everyone who attended the university. Then after you found everyone who attended the university, then you have to now find out of that many people that attended the university, you now have to find people who are currently lecturing in the university who are students or former students of that university. That is something that resembles this closely. So that is what she has done. And from all looks and purposes, this looks correct also. So thank you very much, Esther.
You're welcome.
Okay, you can stop sharing your screen also. I think with that, we have come to the end of the class today. Your assignments will be shared. And then for the last class, okay, so I said earlier that we'll probably have a office hour on Saturday. I would work on that and then I'll get back to you latest Saturday morning or tomorrow evening on when we'll have an office hour to discuss just all these questions and then the questions from the former assignment so that you guys can be up to speed. So thank you so much for staying to the end of this class. Everyone, and then I wish you happy coding, and then you'll be getting your assignments tomorrow or Saturday morning, but maybe before tomorrow morning you'll get your assignments by God's grace. So thank you for staying to the end. I hope it was an enjoyable class for you. I hope also that you understood the core concepts because that's everything. Once you understand the core concepts, it's just layers. You are just building on layers. You are building on layers, and that's about everything. Oh, and just before you guys go, I want to hope that the questions that you solved in class, you're able to collect them together. And so if anyone has collected all the questions together we solved in class today, please put them in a text file and you can post them on the group so that other people can look at them and they can work with them. So I wish you guys a great night rest and see you tomorrow. And then hopefully see you on Friday, on Saturday also, as the case may be. Have a good night rest, guys. Bye.